Okay, guys, in this video, we are going to solve a linear inequality. But in this case, what happens is the variables are on one side and the numbers on the other side when you talk about the boundary. So that's going to be a little bit different in terms of how we graph it because it's easier to find the intercepts first, and that's how we can graph it. And then we'll figure out which portion to shade. All right, so first we're going to concentrate on the sign here. Is it going to be dashed or solid? How do we decide? Well, if it's less or more, that's going to be dashed because the boundary is not included. Okay, so when it's equal, it's not part of the region. But if it's less than or equal to, more than or equal to, that would be solid. Okay, so for me though, I need to choose the dash. So out of these two options, I'm going to choose this one right here. So that's the dashed. But in order to graph it, the first thing I need to do is graph that boundary, the dashed line. All right, so let's think about which 2 points we can figure out from the equation of the boundary. So this is going to be 6x minus y equal to -6. That's the boundary, right? And the easiest thing to do, like I said, is to find the intercepts. So first the x-intercept. So when you find in the x-intercept, it's always the other one. So this would be y equals 0. So if y is 0, then what we'll have is 6x equals -6, right? Because y equals 0 will drop out. Now, to cancel the 6, because remember this is 6 times x, an operation that's opposite to times is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 6, and that gives us x equals to -1. So the first intercept is going to be -1, 0. Okay, that would be here. Now, to find the y-intercept, we're going to set the other variable, x equals 0. So if x is 0, then I get -y equals -6. So how do I solve that? Well, I need to divide both sides by a minus. Get rid of that minus. So that gives me y equal -6 divided by -1, which is just 6. So the other point that I have is 0, 6. So this means that I'm not going left or right, I'm going to go up 6. So that's going to be my intercept. Okay, so let's just graph that. So I said it was going to be -1. So again, select this one, -1 and +6. So now that I graphed the boundary, I need to figure out which side to shade. Is it going to be the left side or is it going to be the right side? So I can pick any test point I like, okay, and plug it into inequality. If that test point works, then that part I will shade, the one that contains that test point. So let's just decide, let's say I want to pick 0, 0, because that's the easiest test point. As long as it's not on the boundary, we can pick it. It's not on the boundary, 0, 0 is not there. So let's pick 0, 0, this is x, this is y, and let's substitute that into the inequality. So we're going to get 6 times 0 minus 0, so this is multiplication, greater than -6. Well, this is going to get you 0, right? Because everything is 0 here. Is that greater than -6? Well, yes, because -6 is a negative number and 0 is more than that. So yes, that's going to work. So what we just decided is that 0, 0 will belong to the shaded region. And where is 0, 0? Well, right here. So that means that we're going to be shading all of that. If this was false, if at this point I got the false thing, then I would be shading the other one. But because this is true, that's the part I'm going to shade. And you can place that point anywhere you want. So let's submit it.